Hi Year 6, this is your video for Wednesday. We are sticking with the units of measure topic, but today we are moving on to metres and kilometres. Now that prefix kilo, that's going to be important for the next couple of days. The prefix kilo we see with kilometre, like we are looking at today, or kilogram. And in both instances, the kilo represents 1,000, so kilo is equal to 1,000. Now, even though K as a letter isn't a Roman numeral that represents 1,000, we often see K representing 1,000. So for example, if you said that Mr. Beast on YouTube gave away 10k, he had given away £10,000. Or if a YouTuber had 2k followers, it would be 2,000 followers. So K often has a link with 1,000, and that's really important for today. So kilometre or kilometre is 1,000 metres. Let's break that down a little bit further. You might want to make notes with this section and create yourself a little key which might help you with today's task. So we've just talked about 1 kilometre, so we show that with km, that's our unit of measure, is equal to 1,000 metres. 1,000 metres. Now be careful because m you might see in miles, and that's a different unit of measure. Today we are looking at metres, so metres and kilometres. So 1 kilometre is equal to 1,000 metres. So that means that 100 metres is 1/10 of a kilometre. So 10 lots of 100 metres is a kilometre. As a decimal, that's 0.1 kilometres. If we go even smaller, so 10 metres is equal to 100th of a kilometre. And as a decimal, we know that's 0.01 of a kilometre, hundredths. And then 1 metre, because we know there's 1,000 metres in a kilometre, is 1,000th of a kilometre. Okay, because it's a fraction of the amount. 1 metre is a fraction, only a fraction of the kilometre. It's 1/1,000th. And as a decimal, that is 0.001. The 1 is in our thousandths column. Now let's draw our little conversion grid. So to go from kilometres to metres, let's think about what we need to do. So if we're going from kilometres to metres, there's 1,000 metres in a kilometre. So from kilometres to metres, we must multiply by 1,000. And if we're going the other way, we obviously do the opposite. So from metres to kilometres, we must divide by 1,000. Now remember, to multiply and divide by 1,000, draw yourself a place value grid. All of your digits move, if we're multiplying, 3 places to the left, we've got 3 zeros in 1,000. And if we're dividing by 1,000, we're moving 3 digits to the right. It's getting 10, 100, 1,000 times smaller. Okay, so divide by 1,000 is 3 places to the right. I want to think now, so we know roughly how big a metre is, okay, so we talked about that yesterday. Today, try and imagine the scale of a kilometre. So in the morning, I would run 5k or 5 kilometres. It would take me about 26 minutes-ish. Mr. Harris rides 15 or 16 kilometres on his way to work and on his way back. And that's roughly the distance between Warsaw and Birmingham. So perhaps you could find out a couple of things like the distance between Birmingham and London, or maybe London to Paris, or any other cities, because that's the distance that we're talking. Kilometres is a big distance that we use to measure. And I want you to use that little conversion and convert these metres to kilometres and the kilometres to metres. So let's go through the answers. To go from metres to kilometres, remember we need to divide by 1,000. So if 1 metre is 1,000th of a kilometre, 4 metres is 4,000ths, so 0.004. 25 metres is 0.025 kilometres. 540 is 0.54 kilometres. Now I've left off that placeholder because it has no value, remember. And then the last one, well, there's 1,000 in there. Now we know 1,000 metres is 1 whole kilometre, so it's 1.621 kilometres. Now for the other way around, so we're doing kilometres to metres, so we need to multiply by 1,000. So 6 kilometres is 6,000 metres. 2/10 of a kilometre is 200 metres. 1.34, so again there's 1 whole, so we know that's 1,000 metres, and then 340 metres as well, so 1,340, and then 12 kilometres is 12,000 metres. Well done if you got those. Just going to go through one more because some of you struggled with these yesterday. So we can represent these as kilometres and metres in the same way. So 3 kilometres and 62 metres. So I want us to be able to write that as a decimal for kilometres and as metres. And then this one the other way around. So 6,800 metres, what is that in kilometres? And what is it partitioned into kilometres and metres? So you can pause and have a go on your own, or you can go through it with me now. So for the first one, 3 kilometres and 62 metres. First, I'm going to do it in metres. I find this easiest because we can partition these. So 3 kilometres, first of all, we know is 3,000 metres. And then all we need to add on is the 62 metres. So we know that goes here, 62 metres. So in total, it's 3,062 metres. Now you just need to be really careful with your place value, so it's looking out for that 0 there. Now, to turn it from metres to kilometres, I just need to divide it by 1,000. So 3.062 kilometres, okay? Because the 3 is in our thousands column, and then the rest go into our decimals. So 3.062 kilometres. Now to look at this one, it's the opposite. So 6,800 metres. What's that in kilometres? So we know we just need to divide that by 1,000. I've got 6,000 here, so it must be 6 whole kilometres, point, and then 8, because it's 8/10 of a kilometre. I don't need these 2 zeros and a decimal because I could put as many zeros as I wanted to. They don't have value there, like they do here. They're important to hold the place value. There is nothing at the end of this, okay? Now to go for kilometres and metres, well, we know that these are my whole kilometres, there's 6 kilometres, and here the thousands, so it's 6 kilometres, and then what we have left is our 800 metres, so that goes here. So it's 6 kilometres and 800 metres.